Guys, it's Mickey. I just wanted to come on here and give you another word of encouragement, something that I've been thinking about and that I believe the Lord showed me. And I just want to share it to hopefully encourage you. I am still in a waiting season, and that's what they call it when you're waiting on God for something specific, whether it be a job, a career, a family, kids, I don't know what else, a specific community or something. But I am in a waiting period, I guess you can say. I've never, if you don't know me or know anything about me, or if you've never seen any of my videos, I just came back to Jesus about a year ago, just over a year ago. And before that, since I was a teenager, I was not walking with the Lord. I was not thinking about him, considering him. He was not in my mind or my heart at all whatsoever. So I've never really waited on him for something other than in the last year, but right now I'm waiting on something, and it's one of the most uncomfortable things that I have ever done is just wait on the Lord. However, I don't feel comfortable trying to take it into my own hands, so I'm still here waiting for him. And I do have so much faith, and I've gotten messages of I feel like I've gotten confirmation of I don't have to go out of my way to do anything specific. I'm just waiting on him. That being said, and if you ever watch any of these videos talking about a waiting season, it doesn't mean to just literally sit there and not do anything. And my little vision that I will share in just a moment, I feel like confirms that as well. So in a waiting season, you don't just wait at home and never do anything, never go out, but you can go serve at your church or go out in your community. Just build good habits and continue on that as you wait for whatever you're waiting for. So I have a friend, a really close friend that is so dear to me, and she's one of the sweetest people ever, like a ray of sunshine kind of person. And I've told her that. She's just so sweet, so amazing. And she definitely gets prophetic visions and messages from the Lord. And there's been a couple times when I was going through a really painful, somewhat messy, but honestly, in the grand scheme of things, not really that bad. But for me, it was so painful, my separation with my ex-husband. I was just oh my gosh, going through it. And that ultimately brought me back to Jesus. And I was just so oh my gosh, my world kind of got torn apart. And I was just, not really doing well. And something that she shared with me was just the Lord's got you. I won't go into detail of the images she got for me, except for one where she saw me kind of just me in the middle. Imagine this shot where it's I'm in the middle, and then Jesus was in the background, moving super quick around me. So it's what I'm just kind of sitting still, for lack of a better term, but not that I wouldn't do anything. And at the time I had started going to church. I was going to Bible studies and just praying to God, singing to him, worship, and really getting into that so much because I broke open and that's all I had. And still, even then, it's okay, I feel I'm not always clinging on to him as much as I was at that time because my heart was broken so much. But, that's still really important, and I'm not perfect, but I do try to prioritize him in my life. Again, some days are better than others. But anyways, I'm getting off track. So, yeah, she saw that, and so I was okay, wow, that's kind of cool, it's time passing by kind of, but he's just moving things around. He's working all these things. And then I want to say it was probably in January, February of this year that I was just feeling so lonely, and I'm just man, I just I I want something and like I'm not really going out of my way to get it, partially because I just like I feel like I'm not really supposed to. I still feel that way. But she had told me like don't worry. She got this message. She was praying for me, this friend at church. She was praying for me and she got this kind of like vision of like I feel like I see God has this pressure cooker and like it's just like just things are just cooking like just to be just right. And so when I think of that and that little message comes to my mind every so often, I'm like, okay, when I feel stagnant and kind of like I feel that ache in my heart of what I want, you know, and the fact that I can't just go out and get it myself. Well, I could, but I know that that's just not how I'm supposed to do it. And old me totally would have, and where has that gotten me? It has not worked out. And I'm like, okay, I know I just have to trust so much in the Lord. That's also coming up so much, which of course, that's one of like the hugest things, if not like the hugest thing I think with God is just like to surrender fully to him. You have to trust him and you have to trust that he not only wants what's best for you, but he knows what's best for you. And like he literally made you. So, oh my gosh, I'm just getting off track. Anyways, I think of that pressure cooker situation sometimes. And I'm like, okay, I'm still not like, I'm not seeing what I want to see in so many ways. My life is amazing. Like, I'm not trying to be like, oh, I don't have this thing. Like, whatever, like life isn't good. I really like, and I have to work at this too, like really being content and grateful where I'm at. And sometimes that's really hard, but I really have to check myself a lot to just be like, dude, you have it really good for the most part. Like chill out. You're going to be fine. So all that to say, sometimes I feel super filled up with the Holy Spirit and just like so close to Jesus and that like, I'm good. Like I don't need anything else. I don't want anything else. Side note, it's not bad to have desires, you know, for certain things, but just focusing on Jesus like keeps me in check. And I know I have to focus on him. But so I want to say it was yesterday morning or the morning before. It was in the last couple days. I was just kind of thinking about waiting, and I feel like God gave me this little vision of a bowling alley. So when you are bowling and you go up to like bowl the ball, you have your ball, you like throw it down, it rolls, and then it hits the pins, and then it goes back, and then it has to like get into the line or however it works in the background, and then it comes back onto the thing, and you pretty much right after bowling it, you watch it roll. After it hits the pins, you kind of see like what you got. And after that, you're like, can I just say that like, I would be just immediately ready. Okay, you know, if it's still my turn the second time, like, okay, I'm ready. Like you're pretty much immediately ready to get a ball and do it again. And of course you can go and pick, there's several balls in there. So you could just pick up the other one, I guess, one of the other ones. But I feel like what God was showing me is like when you are ready, like there's still stuff being worked on in the background and you have to like wait a little bit. And like the other part of it is you aren't just standing there where you rolled the ball. You have to physically walk over to the thing and like get another one. So that also showed me, I feel, and like confirmed that it's like, okay, while you're waiting for that thing, it might just not be ready. Like maybe you're actually ready and maybe it's not really on you, but like God is still working things out in the background. But you also have to move and like get into that position to like go get or, you know, be wherever it is you have to be when you're ready. And then when the time is right, that thing will like come to you and you'll be there. And yeah, so I just thought that was really encouraging and just a reminder to just trust that God does have like, maybe it's not like you, and maybe it is, like maybe there are still things that he's working on for you in the background. But it could also be like the other thing or the other person or whatever it is that you're waiting for, or like, you know, there's just all these circumstances. And it's just a good reminder to really trust in Jesus. He knows what he's doing. There's this book that I'm in called The Presence-Centered Life, and it's by, I believe it's Bill Elliff or Elliff, I'm pretty sure. I'll put it in the description, but there's a little section that he says Jesus was always like at rest because he knew who he was and he knows who the Father is. And so that just gave me so much like, oh, okay, like just whenever you focus on Jesus, you focus on God the Father, and that the Spirit is like living with you and working with you, or working in you and through you, you can always be at rest because you just trust in who Jesus is, who God is, God the Father, and who he says that you are, and just rest in that. And when the time is right, it's gonna happen. So I hope this was encouraging to somebody. I do pray that it gets to the right people that need that encouragement right now. And I just pray that, it happens sooner than you think, and that everything will be okay. And just remember that the Lord has you in his hand. All right, I love you. Have a great day. Bye.